Today we have something just a little bit different. We have 11 from Stranger Things Season 5 in 4 different styles. Let's start with the pop art style. And what is pop art? Pop art was a movement from the 1950s, and it basically wanted to use consumer images, cultural figures, and create it in a fun advertisement-like imagery. But I'm going to ramp it up just a little bit more with the bright, vivid colors, as you're going to see throughout this section of the piece. So what we're going to do is going to take mainstream images like 11, but we're going to transform it with like a little bit of a cubist flair. But we're going to add vibrant colors. We're going to make the colors just jump right off the page. It's going to be a little bit complementary and a little bit tertiary colors. So this is where a lot of color theory comes in. But for me, this is what I love to do. I love to create really cool, vibrant images or really creepy horror images. So to kind of go outside the box of what I normally do and do something really fun and inviting and colorful as well. One of the core things that I want to achieve with this section is to break the image down to different planes across the face. And that is how we're going to basically see the image, is by breaking it into these simple geometric shapes of shades and values and colors. And it kind of presents, once again, this image in a fun new way. Because in essence, that's all we want to achieve with art, is to create something that's fun, that's new. You can always create something that you've done before, but when you redraw it in a new way or a new style, or add your own flair to it, then it becomes something more. And that's the essence of everything that we do in art, is try to make things fun in our own new way. Personally, I absolutely love the way this section came out, but it might not be for you. And if that's not the case, well, then just stick around, because you're going to love the next one, and that is going to be the anime style. And I didn't go for any particular studio or type of anime in particular. I just wanted to go over the basic rules of what kind of give into similar anime tropes, and that are very slender jawline. Millie Bobby Brown has more of a squarish face, so now we're going to have to tilt that in. We're going to have to add some sharp lines to the clothing. We're going to have to decrease her smile, and we're going to have to cut back on her nose. We're going to have to basically use a very line indicated mouth and nose, and that is how we're going to draw all this out. Plus, the shading isn't going to be as three-dimensional. It's going to be cell shading, and that's how we're going to achieve the typical anime look. If there are certain anime that you want me to see me draw in the future, for instance, maybe Demon Slayer, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or even Jujutsu Kaisen, if you want to see those styles, then let me know specifically. Otherwise, I'll just kind of go with a very simple, basic anime style. One final outline across the whole thing, and then we are going to call this section complete, as we now head on over to the neon effect. Now, given the poster for Season 5 of Stranger Things, which you saw in the intro, it just to me felt so right to do this particular style. And how we're going to do that is to once again hold out the face. All the lines we want to really give a nice thick bold outline. That way when we add the black, as you're going to see here, all of that graphite will show up underneath. So just make sure you do a nice thick layer across, nice and even, and then you can see here all the gray that comes through, and that's where we're going to trace out to basically give it that nice neon sign look. And before we get too far into this section, please do me a favor, if you're with me so far, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It lets YouTube know that you really like this content, and it also helps me out as well. If you like to see me break down characters in fun new ways, and like to learn a couple of things along the way, then this is definitely going to be the channel for you. Now, if you don't have a paint pen, you can just use a darker color pencil, as you're going to see here, and kind of blend out from the middle and give like a little bit of a neon fuzzy glow. And by doing so, that's just a simple way to do the neon effect. And you don't always need multiple Poscas, because sometimes we just don't have the money for all these different kinds of Poscas. But now you can achieve that effect with a simple color pencil. Now, when I do my color pencil effects and I do my neon effects, one thing that I always like to do particularly is I like to use a very thin white gel pen, as you're seeing here, for the white that comes through, because the white shouldn't be that strong, it shouldn't be that stark. When you look at a sign, it's not really that strong. But now with that done, let's head on over to the realistic side. And I tried some new pen here, and I kind of hit and miss with this new black pen because it was really, really strong. So much so that when I was adding the color pencil over the top, the ink was just not giving. It was really a grind to get through this particular section. So much so that when I started adding all the paint pens, nothing was showing up. It's a very hefty black. So much so that I basically had to slam the pen into the section, let all the excess ink and all the excess paint come over the top, and then just basically use a paintbrush over the top to kind of smear the highlights in. So I kind of went back and just said, you know what, let me let it dry, and then we'll work back in. Let me just complete this eye first, and then I can rework all the fine line work over the top afterwards. For this realistic section, I am looking to get it as close to, once again, the intro poster that we saw early. I know that red isn't indicative of any of the colors that you might see in the show unless you're in the Upside Down world, but it is part of the poster, and that is basically what I wanted to emulate. That being said, I also wanted to kind of have some cohesion with the neon style. So by adding those two things together, that's basically how I wanted to tackle this section. But as per all the facial tones, basically what I wanted to do was work in layers of alcohol markers and just kind of block out the colors that you're going to see. And then I can work on all the highlights and all the shadows by adding in only 2 layers of brown. Because I went in with such a nice little rosy peach color across the top in layers to build up all the sections of the crevices and the turns within the cheeks and the forehead, etc., that is how I can achieve that level of realism, and then I don't have to go too crazy with my color pencils. But if you are struggling with color pencil work, here's a really good tip. You basically want to work very softly and in tight circular motions. And you don't want to press too hard. If you press too hard right off the bat, you're not going to be able to blend it later. It's basically going to flatten out the paper. If you just gently let the colored pencil roll off of the tip and onto the paper, you'll then be able to apply nice, beautiful layers of color before you flatten everything out and it becomes just a hogwash mess. And now we are back with the last little shadows, and this is basically where I wanted to use that black pen once again over the top, but now I wanted to basically feather in all of these little hairs that you would see just to give it that extra layer of realism. It's where you see these little details like in the eyes here that just bring it all together, and we're going to call this a complete piece. Which side was your favorite? Let me know in the comments, and as always, I shall see you all in the next video.